Come on, the boys. Brian football Cristante. Scusa amore, c'ho l'amante. Si chiama Brian Cristante. What a game. I mean, I tend to always emphasize this, but when you watch Roma, you might as well put a CPR next to you, because this team will drop your life expectancy by at least 20%. 20% minimum. Minimum. I'm buzzing because 3 points today meant everything for our Champions League race. 3 points today means that we can have a breather and that we can further build the distance and the gap from Napoli, further build that distance from Lazio, and just point those Nerf guns in front of Atalanta and wait for their reaction. And this is what we had to do. The circumstances were not easy. The game was not an easy one to prepare. But sometimes in football, you need a bit of luck. Sometimes in football, you need this spirit of never giving up. And if there's one thing that Roma do best, it's exactly this. I'm so hyped because these wins are the wins we live for. I am so hyped. I am genuinely so hyped. Probably one of the most satisfying wins in the last 5 years, seeing the game and seeing the circumstances and the dynamics of this game. I'm going to only ask one thing. If you haven't already, everybody smash the like button in this video. And I mean absolutely everybody. We have got one hell of a calendar coming up. One hell of a calendar coming up. And all we need to do to prepare for this together is group, breathe, and just group hug. I'm speaking to a camera, but imagine everybody's here. Group hug, okay? Get close. Group hug. This is the only way to survive. This today is a massive result for our Champions League race. And we're going to discuss about this today. Everybody hit the like. Napoli on Sunday, Leverkusen on Thursday, Juventus next Sunday. These next 3 games are going to decide our future. So please do hit the like if you haven't already. Yeah, just do it. 100 likes would be absolutely amazing. You know what? 200 likes for Brian. 200 likes for Brian football Cristante. I want to start off with something that Roma did, which is at the end of the game, before celebrating in front of the fans, Roma players and De Rossi went in front of the curva, the Udinese curva, and they applauded, and they said sorry, even though it wasn't their fault that the game was suspended. And I feel like we've built an alliance. We've built a twinnage. We've built a brotherhood. I genuinely wish Udinese all the best, and I really hope that they won't get relegated, because I don't believe in karma, but I'm also the first one to say that when you teach somebody human lessons, you should be repaid. So yeah, that's that. I wish Udinese all the best. I wish Cannavaro all the best. Un grande saluto all'amico Fruliano, because it's not easy. You know, you're a team which every single point if you're Udinese means safety. Every single point can mean saving yourselves from relegation, which in Italian football, like in any other league, means less money and therefore selling your best players, and it ultimately to a lot of teams means bankruptcy, the nightmare of a football fan. So I really do wish them all the best, and even though it's not their fault, De Rossi went in front of the fans and said sorry, and the Udinese fans clapped, because it's not our fault. Back then, the circumstances were appalling. We couldn't have continued. Now, of course, with hindsight, the situation is calmer. The situation wasn't and isn't as serious as everybody thought it was going to be, because everybody thought Ndika had a heart attack, while in reality, it was just a lung pressure problem. But that's something that we've learned during with hindsight. It's something that we didn't know back then, and the players didn't feel like it, the manager didn't feel like it, and yeah, I really, from the bottom of my heart, wish them all the best. And I will be cheering with them, for them, that their objective of safety comes to an end and that their nightmare won't be reality. Speaking about us, I mean, it can't be a normal match reaction because we've got two mirrors. You know, I can give you a little 5-minute match reaction on the first half, we can call it, on the first segment of the game that was played the 14th of April. And if I remember the formation back then, I think it was a formation which made no sense, starting Baldanzi, which, by the way, again, I tend to criticize in these last streams, and I'm not criticizing him. I think in the long term, Baldanzi is going to be a legend of this club. But what I mean is, right now, I don't think Baldanzi gives much to change games. And then we started with Zalewski, and then we started with, who was it? Lukaku started. Great goal he scored back then. But yeah, if I remember well, it was the formation made no sense. And it was probably the reason why we costed ourselves such a pain in the ass to try and recuperate the result. Huijsen made a very bad mistake. I think that mistake could define him leaving Roma at the end of the season. I think that's the classic mistake of a player who knows that in the long term he won't be here anymore. So he's probably like, well, let me play, and whatever I'll do, I don't care, because I'm going to be a Juventus player in the future. I'm not going to attack Huijsen because you make mistakes, but that mistake was just terrible to see. Again, if I remember well, Huijsen dribbled the ball with his head, and it took like 30 seconds to pass the ball backwards, and then Pereira came in, got the ball from him, and he scored the goal. And then Lukaku, everything back on equilibrium, great cross from Cristante, who scored a goal and provided an assist in this game. Great cross from Cristante, great header from Lukaku. Then, of course, the game was suspended. 2 weeks later, we qualified for a semi-final against Milan, and we lost at home on Monday against Bologna. 2 weeks later, we were back in Udine, and I don't even know how, managed to win this game when the defender, Neuen Perez, spent half of this time lying on the floor with that bandage on his head, and then the referee all of a sudden decides to give 4 minutes of added time out of nowhere. I have no fucking clue of how we managed to pull this through. I have no idea how we managed to get 3 points. But this is a life lesson. You need to believe until the last whistle. Until the last whistle. Until the very last whistle. That's the lesson that we learned, because I'm still perplexed. I mean, you can probably tell from that reaction. I don't know how we won this game. I do not know how we managed to win this game. Because we did not step up on that pitch looking as if we were wanting, and with the intensity of it. It wasn't as if we were like, I want to win this game badly. We were going slow. Udinese had the best chances. Villar with a master save. That to me looked offside. It wasn't given offside. And then Azmoun had a little chance, got the ball from the defender, shot in goal, and the goalkeeper saved. And then miracle, then hallucination, then the skies opened and God fell down. Dybala puts it in, just like he did against Milan, where Mancini headed in, just like he did against Lazio, where Mancini headed in. This time round, perfect corner kick. Cristante low, heads it, bottom corner. Scenes, carnage, absolute vegetable soup in the pot. Cooking, we're cooking. That's massive. That result is absolutely massive. Because, you know why it's massive? Because today, when I went live for the Lukaku transfer news, at the end of that live stream, I said a very important thing. My nightmare, if we don't win tonight, is that if we don't win tonight, the players are going to slowly start making us fans aware that their decision making is going to narrow down to an all-in in Europa League. And all-in in Europa League is the most riskiest thing that we could do. Because we've seen what happens with it last season. Going all-in Europa League is the riskiest thing we could do. I'm not saying it can't work out, because football is unpredictable. We might end up winning that Europa League, but it's something that we cannot base our future on. We cannot base our presence in the Champions League on us lifting that trophy, because it would be like me basing my living off a lottery ticket. You just cannot do it. You cannot do it. It's like me, I'm not going to work when I grow up because I'm going to base my future and my living on this lottery ticket. What's the chance of it winning? Okay, the chance of us lifting the Europa League trophy is a bit higher than winning a lottery, but it's still unlikely. It's still a miracle. Leverkusen doesn't even lose if you pay them to lose. So going in, I think this game is also important for the players to understand and reflect on themselves and go, my job in the league isn't done. And my job in the league cannot be done because I need to try and give it my all best and try to qualify in the top 5 teams in the league for the Champions League next season. Then okay, if it goes well, it goes well. But it's too risky to go all in Europa League. I've already seen this script. I've already read this book. What do we think we were all feeling when we lost that final? You know, I was there sitting on my seat thinking about the lost final, Anthony Taylor, Dybala crying, Mourinho, is he staying? Is he going to leave? But then one of the most underlying things that I was thinking was, I'm not going to be playing in the Champions League. So my future, my next season won't be at the Bernabeu or at the new camp or in Paris. And that was probably one of the things that, you know, I regretted the most. We cannot repeat the same mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. Again, I'm not saying we can't win the Europa League, but basing our entire next season on it, it's too much of a risk, which is why we need to keep this balance, which is why we need to keep this equilibrium, which is why we need to keep going and fighting until the very end. We will lose more games, and I wouldn't be surprised if we lose on Sunday against Napoli, but that doesn't mean that we need to abandon this race. Because we fought to give Italy 5 places. Have you all seen that meme? Have you all seen that meme? Well, I fought for everybody's dream. I don't get anything from it. You know, it's just the reality is that we need to keep our hopes alive in the league as well. And this is the perfect way to prepare a complicated game against Kvara, Osimhen, and against a very weak Napoli side, which will feel the sense of this rivalry and try and win the game. You know, this game prepares us so well mentally for Sunday's game, and maybe even for Thursday's game, that now, all of a sudden, if on Monday evening I was under the sea, saying under pressure again, now I'm on Mount Everest. I'm on Mount Everest about to do this. That's what I'm about to do. Because this is Roma. This is the life of a Roma fan. One day you're here, one day you're here. The next day you're here. And then the day after you're here. That's it. I mean, if you don't enjoy this, this is the best feeling ever. This is the best feeling ever. One day you're here, one day you're here. One day you go to bed with nightmares, one day you go to bed with white dreams. No, I'm joking. That was so avoidable. I really could have avoided that. Again, I still find it very hard to understand the utility of today. Again, I'm not going to say this because I won this game, but had this game ended 1-1, then in this match reaction, I would have definitely said, what's the use of going to Udine and play 10 minutes? Like, what's the use? You're only polluting the air. You're only making Greta Thunberg mad. That's all you're doing. Because if I need to go play in Udine, and Neo and Perez, their defender, spends half the time on the floor and the referee gives 4 minutes of added time, I'm not even joking. Today, of actual football, we probably played 8 minutes. I'm not even joking. Maximum we played today is 10 minutes. There is no way we played 18 minutes today plus 4 minutes. There's no way on earth we played 22 minutes today. The guy spent half the time on the floor and the referee gave 4 minutes. So hadn't we won this game, I would have been here fuming going, what's the utility of this? What's the utility of having to send me in up north close to the Slovenian border if I only need to play, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. It would have been bonkers, absolute bonkers. I can't believe we won this game. I need to walk around because my arteries are just doing like that right now. My arteries are doing like this. They're like fish slapping down. We have to breathe. What did I say? Being a Roma fan is all about breathers. It really is. I'm not gonna read all comments, lads, because I've got my two friends in the other rooms watching something on TV. So I'm not gonna waste too much of their time. It would be disrespectful. What I do want to do is look at the league table, because again, this is not a typical match reaction. It would be impossible for me to speak about the game that we played 2 weeks ago and mix it in with this game. It's two completely different games. But what I will say is that preparing this game for 20 minutes is not easy. The preparation for this game and the fitness for this game was not easy. Because, you know, I said this in the match preview. If you do athletics, if you've done athletics like me when I was younger, I've abandoned that dream of me, 8 years old, wanting to be the fastest man on earth. I did abandon that. 8-year-old me would be very disappointed. But I did do athletics when I was younger. I abandoned that passion. But I was very, very good on sprints. I was very, very good on the 100 meters, the 200 meters. And I was absolutely shit. And I mean absolutely shit when it comes to long distances. You know, long distances, 1 kilometer, loop around the thing, 2 kilometers. Because at a certain point, halfway through, I'd feel my liver and my lungs going... That's what I felt. Being fast and being very fast doesn't mean you're also good on resistance, because the way you prepare a resistance race is very, very, very long distance race is very different. It's very, very different. So preparing this game was not easy. Preparing a 20-minute game was not easy at all. Flying to Udine this morning, have lunch all together, pre-game meeting, game, and now I think they're in the showers right now, and they'll be back in Rome tonight, because tomorrow morning, in fact, right now, or focus, enjoy it for the next hour or so, and then focus on Napoli. That's it. You know, that is it. This is what we need to do. Looking at the league table, we're back 5th. We are 4 points from Atalanta. Atalanta have a game in hand against Fiorentina. We're 4 points behind Bologna. I don't think we're going to get... I think losing on Monday means that we can't get 4th or 3rd. Bologna have weeks to prepare games. We don't. Our objective is to defend the 5th place. Our objective is to defend this 5th place from Atalanta. We're 6 points from Lazio, which is very, very big. And we're 9 points from Napoli. Napoli's done. It's about us, Atalanta, and Lazio. Napoli's done. Winning today means cancelling Napoli and ticking them off in the top 4 race. That is why this game is so important. Having won this game is vital. It's so vital. It's so bloody vital. Yeah, right. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go with my friends. If I feel like it, I'm also going to do a little sneaky live stream tonight. I just feel like it. My parents aren't home. My sister ain't home. I'm home alone, like Kevin in Home Alone. If I feel like a midnight stream, then I'm going to go live, because I just feel like it today. But yeah, tomorrow I am leaving for the day. I'll be back tomorrow evening, but I'm going to Perugia for a little day trip, because we need it. Because otherwise, I get coronary heart diseases if I'm stuck if I'm stuck in front of this computer speaking Roma every day. Right, love you all. I just love winning like this. I'm gonna read a few comments. I'm gonna keep it to 20 minutes. Right, everybody's so hyped in the chat. I'm not gonna read all the hyped comments. Does this game take away Paredes and Llorente's suspension? No, because they could have played this game. We just didn't put them in. Dayesimo, enjoy. They gave 4 minutes of extra time. What a shame, indeed. And we shot them. We shot that referee. That referee deserves respect. I really don't want to be that guy. That referee deserves all the best, and Udinese as well. But this game is just. This game is like. It's like a hot pan au chocolat in the middle of La Champs-Élysées in Paris at 10 a.m. in the morning with a nice hot coffee next to it. That's how good it feels. Love you all. Hit the like. 200 likes for Brian, for Daniele, for the team. If you're hyped, if you enjoy these feelings, hit the like. 200 likes would be amazing. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Maybe tonight, but I'm not going to promise anything. Otherwise, tomorrow. Head on Milan. Sorry, not Milan. Napoli. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Simo out.